If you go to the SFI website and click on personal protective gear, scroll down to 3.2, which is fire suits, and click on manufacturers, there's a comprehensive list there. If the manufacturer you were looking at is not listed there, that means that they do not participate in the SFI program. Not saying that they don't have a legal label on their suit, it just means that that brand doesn't participate. It means that they are not submitting to testing after the fact. It means that their brand is not registered with SFI. There is no checks, there is no balances, there is no way to check anything out. It's about $1,000 for a single certification. If you really want to trust your life to a company that doesn't have $1,000, we understand. Everybody wants a great deal on a fire suit. Safety should be number one. It shouldn't be an afterthought. Even if your suit looks really cool, even if the guy you bought it from is your best friend, if he's not been to Vietnam, Sri Lanka, Laos, China, Korea, Hong Kong, Pakistan, Cambodia, wherever that fire suit is made, and that brand is not on the manufacturer's list, they do not participate in the program. Again, there's no participation, there's no checks, there's no balances. They can say anything they want to say. Turns out I'm Michael Jordan's twin brother and outscored him in college. Well, you guys already know that that's not true. So why would you possibly believe somebody who knows nothing about the garment they're trying to sell you? Be careful, be aware. We're only talking about saving a few $100, but it could be the difference between life and death. Even if it's a free suit, is your life worth it? Be smart. SF5 Foundation 3.2, click on the manufacturer's list. If it ain't there, it ain't square. Drive fast, take chances, but do it safely. We got a bad rap.
Once again, Tuesday evening is upon us. Welcome in, race fans, to the Digital Sim Sports Network and our live coverage of the Short Track Showdown Series tonight. The Dale's Custom Diecast 125 from Langley Speedway. Drivers still checking into the pit. Some of them out here getting some practice laps in. $125 laps for the big show tonight. Going to be a fun one. Make sure you say hi in the chat. Let us know where you're watching from. I know a lot of people here got a particular driver they follow, so make sure that you sound it out, spell it out, shout it out, scream it out, jump up and down, blow snot bubbles. We don't care. Let us know who you're rooting for. What it be like over there, Beardsconsin? It's fun. That's what it is for me tonight. It is just straight up fun. Show for you tonight, show for you tomorrow, show for you Thursday. Tomorrow night, that's a big deal tomorrow night. This is the third preliminary event for the Chandler Esports Group Midget Series. These guys got a cool program going. They are qualifying 3 drivers out of every preliminary night into the feature night. That feature night, the winner is going to have the option to take $2,000 in cash or get themselves a ride in a real-life midget. So, make sure you check that out. I'm pretty sure it was on our page. If you follow the page over on Facebook, we put it up. Follow that link if you're a driver, want to get in. There's an entry fee, but guys, with all the stuff that they're giving away, and I just mentioned the top prize, that's a big deal. So, Yes, Mr. Vincent, I know it is not dirt. We are diversified here at the Digital Sim Sports Network and the Dirt Racing Network. We cover, well, just about anything except for road racing, because quite frankly, I find that ridiculously boring. Yeah, so we haven't covered it. Not saying we wouldn't. I'm just saying I don't at this point. So, but no, we love some pavement racing, my friend. We love it, especially these guys. These little late models. This pavement late model car, man. This thing is fun to watch these guys get around in, and it's actually kind of fun to drive when you get out there and you do it. It's made for the short tracks, and these guys have an absolute blast out here, and it's an awesome show. It's an awesome event every week. Love covering these guys. We do it on Sunday nights. That group goes back and forth between the dirt and the pavement, so lots of fun. I only have 11 drivers checked in right now. I'm hoping we grab a couple more here. I know it's a short track and 11 cars. They may go flag to flag, but still a little more fun when you get a few more cars on the track. Good news for all the drivers. It's going to give us plenty of chance to cover everybody throughout the race. So on to qualifying, and they better get in here quick if they're going to. Drivers heading out onto the track. Sean McLaughlin already out on the speedway. And we will follow as many as we can during their qualifying laps. That is absolutely right, Kurt. If you're turning right, you better be going left when you're doing it. Otherwise, it's just boring. Just literally boring. You know, I haven't really done any of the dirt, the off-road stuff. That might be fun because those guys do a lot of left and right turns, but they're sliding all over the place. So that actually might be fun. But I love to go road racing in certain cars on the service, but I can't sit and just watch it. I don't watch a whole lot of Formula One. I don't watch a whole lot of IndyCar. I don't watch GT. I don't really watch much of it. Marvin Turnmeyer, and I didn't see him sneak in, but right now Mr. Turnmeyer, 15.21 seconds atop the scoring pylon. He gets bumped by Matt Eddy. We saw Matt Eddy on Sunday night. Delaney is on track. I haven't seen Pete Dillon. I haven't seen Andrew Perry yet. Adam Vinny, third quick right now. Josh Westendorf just dumped to the fourth spot. Everybody seems to be slowing down. Pete Dillon just now, it looks like, getting onto the track for his qualifying effort. And Pete Dillon, boy, he is right on the chip, right at the end of the straightaways, which is really where you want to be on the chip. But that time, Pete, seventh quick, almost a quarter second off the pace. We'll see if he picks things up in lap number 2 here. Keep it down there to that yellow line. Get off the corner straight. Improvement on lap 2, but not much of an improvement. Only moved him to 5th. That only leaves Perry, Stalkner, and Dale Garrett, who snuck into the room during the qualifying session. We'll see if Mr. Garrett posts a lap. He may run out of time in this qualifying session to post his lap. So Eddie Turnmeyer, Vinny, the top 3 right now. We may not see Andrew Perry just now put the 33 car around turn 2 and heading down to the backstretch. We'll see if he has enough time to get his 2 laps in. Probably needed about a minute, and I don't have a countdown clock on how long the qualifying session is running. So I see Mr. Bill in the chat. Anybody over on Twitch? Make sure you say hi. Let me know you're over there. First time around 9th quick at a 15:45 for Andrew Perry. We'll see what he can do on lap number 2. He moves up to 7th quick at 15:36. Dale Garrett now is bringing the 72 car out. Got here a little late, was going to go out and try to get his qualifying time in. Won the last time we were live. I think he's back to back, and he might be going for 3 in a row here. I think he won the week that I was gone. Turned around and won the week that I came back. And then we were off last week for the new build. Dale Garrett, 1586, so quite a bit off the pace. He's really looking for about 7/10 of a second to get up here if he's going to go to the pole. I don't think that one's it. That car was slipping and sliding off the corner, and he moves to a 1540, which is only good for 10th quick. So Dale Garrett is going to have his work cut out for him if he's going to three-peat here tonight. Good racing for you the rest of the week. Like I said, that midget qualifier tomorrow night. Make sure you guys tune in for that. That's at 8 Eastern. And then Thursday night, championship night for the Netcode Brands Mighty Midget Series. We are going to put a crown on a champion. And as I recall, it was almost a foregone conclusion that it was going to be the Kiwi Conqueror, Craig Silby, because he had extended his lead. Now, his second race on Thursday night last week was pretty dismal, so maybe it closed up a little bit, but I don't think it was enough. I think all he's really got to do is start both races, and he's in good shape, so we'll have to see. But I know a couple of weeks after that, I want to say April the 4th, those drivers will start their B season for 2024, their second go-around, and that'll continue on that Ironman for them. So make sure you don't miss that the rest of this week. And then next week, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and we'll be off the rest of the week next week. We may have to find something to go stream just so that we can have some fun. All right, looks like qualifying is going to be in the book. Zach Stalkner not going to be taking time, and that will start him at the tail end of tonight's 12-car field. 125 laps for these guys tonight. It'll go quick. Maybe a 30-minute window in there. If they go flag to flag, it would be about 34 minutes, 33 minutes worth of racing. So just waiting for the qualifying session to come to a close so we can move on and get ready for our big show. I don't know if you guys have been here, but the racing has been awesome all week. Sunday night's race was really good. Both races last night for Dirt Slingers were fantastic. Their big block race went flag to flag. They did 40 laps at Lucas Oil, and they did not have a single caution. They had 2 cautions in the UMP race at Lanier. Right after that, they did a 40-lapper, and pretty competitive racing all night long. It was side-by-side, and 3-4 cars battling up front the entire time. They had a great show. I hope we have another great show like that tonight. That'll really put things on the right track for the whole week, and maybe we'll get to see some fantastic racing for 5 straight nights here. We're just waiting on the session to close up. Probably in the driver's meeting right now. I am not down in the channel with those guys. I cannot hear what they are doing. But Matt Eddy, 1520. And Marvin Turnmeyer, actually, might as well put that down as a 1521 because he was that tight to the 2-1. 2099. And Eddie bumped him off that pole position. So Vinny third, Westendorf, and Dillon. And we'll see what the invert. It's been 5 cars for a little while now. So if that's the case, Pete Dillon is the beneficiary of that numbers game right there. All right, we are going to flick them around. Unless they roll off the grid and do it themselves. There is no invert tonight. It will be the 88 of Matt Eddy, the GSM Racing machine, on the pole, and he'll have Marvin Turnmeyer in that bright red number 16 Team 137 entry on his outside. Adam Vinny in the 11 car. That's the title sponsors machine. That's the old Beardsconsin racing machine right there. He starts inside row number 2 next to the 92 of Josh Westendorf. Westendorf, another Team 137 entry. Pete Dillon inside of row number 3 in the 7th car, not 7th spot, the 7 car. And he's got the 88 of Dylan Delaney on his outside. Andrew Perry, 33 machine, row 4. On the left is Sean McLaughlin in the 77. Like that paint scheme on that 77 car. Good looking machine. We'll see if McLaughlin can go forward. Behind him, you'll have the 81 of Jeff Werdeman, the Gunslinger's Whiskey machine. And on his outside, back-to-back winner in the series, looking for 3 in a row. He drives the 72, Dale Garrett. And your back row, the 46 of John Runner on the inside, and the 955 of Zach Stalkener on the out. Might just be me, but boy, that sounds weird. Do I sound weird, guys? Because if I sound weird, then it's this mixer. And I may have to do a quick shutdown and restart on the mixer itself. I don't know. All right, let's see what they do when they come to life right here out of turn number 4. Yeah, it is. It is this mixer. I'm going to restart it real quick, guys, and I am sorry for how crappy that sounds. All right, let's see if that's a little bit better. Just takes a quick reset. I haven't quite figured that thing out. I think it's not, even though it's free, it's not worth it. So, Pete Dillon grabbing the lead quickly. Turnmeyer in line. Vinny in line. Delaney single file. We're pretty much single file till you get back here with Matt Eddy and Andrew Perry. And Eddy got up off the groove, opened the door. Perry stuck his foot in. Now McLaughlin is going to shove his way through, and he's going to take over that 7th spot. Matt Eddy. And that's kind of his style. He'll go backwards a little early, save tires for the first, half of the run, and then he starts to charge up through the field. And we'll get back to the front. Dillon holding down the fort right now. Turnmeyer trying to stay in touch. Ooh, Turnmeyer got a little free right there through the center, 3 and 4. Got the whole car down on the flat side. In on that apron, and that'll give you a handful real quick. Top 3 have broken away just a tiny bit. Maybe the top 4 is broken away from 5th place. Andrew Perry, they've got about 15, 18 car lengths on him. As Delaney is trying to stay in touch with the top 3 right now. Good look at that 88 machine coming around across the stripe. Oh, Tim, you know what? I'm not even sure. I can look real quick. Give me time to dig it up. Back to the front. Watch the 7 car of Pete Dillon. Man, he is just steady. 42, 44 on his lap times. He has been pretty consistent really all year long. Oh, we'll go to your house, Tim. We're coming to your house next week. That's where we're going. You can see 7 car got down on the flat, had to correct it twice just to keep it straight to get off that corner. Top 2 now starting to gap out on 3rd place. Adam, yes sir, both cars on Adam Vinny. They're together for the rest of the season, including the big 80 lappers round things out on week 10 there. So Adam Vinny cuts it down low, almost got that cone right there and turned 4 to enter pit road. And he is using that to help rotate the car the last quarter of that set of corners 2 and 4 right there. And I don't know if it's working or not. His lap times aren't that far off the leaders, 60s and 66s and 67s. It looks like Marvin Turnmeyer has decided to crank things up a little and put some heat on Pete Dillon. He is driving it right through the center of the corner, just about as good as you can. Just that Dillon has that line covered, and there's nowhere for the 16 to go. Yeah, I'm going to expect you to be, having the barbecue going and cooking and all that stuff when we get there for next week's race, buddy. Maybe some of those crazy pizza sandwiches or whatever it is. 16 laps in the book, all of them led by the 7 car. And now he has started to inch away from Marvin Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer may have cranked it up to see if he could cause an early mistake. When he realized he couldn't, he's backed it down and now is just content to sit and ride. Adam Vinny's trying to creep in on those two. He's moved himself to third as he got around Dylan Delaney. And now Delaney going to have contact from behind here pretty quickly. And I don't know who it's going to be, if it's going to be the 77 or the 33. And right now it looks like McLaughlin going to squeeze through on the bottom. And he will take over the 5th position. Got his sights set on that 88 car in front of him. And he will try to reel him in. Andrew Perry steady in 6th. Still a huge gap to what is now the 92 of Westendorf. Werdeman has gotten through. Dale Garrett still mired. He's only picked up 1 spot since we dropped the green. Matt Eddy has lost 9 spots as he is back to 11th. Started outside on that front. And, man, I'll tell you what, he's just going backwards. Stalkner and Brunner rounding out the field. And those guys about 2/3 of a lap behind your leader. 15-second lap, and they are over 9 seconds back at the tail of the field. So I expect by about lap 50, we're going to be into traffic. Pete Dillon now half a second over Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer, car and a half ahead of the 11 of Adam Vinny. Vinny's still using that little cut down, that semi-cut down line right there. He'll go in right above the yellow. This time puts the left front tire on. It keeps the whole car there. 1 and 2, he's got a little different line. Comes in a little wide, now cuts the car down on the exit. 3 and 4, it looks like he's really trying to hug down there and get to the flat. As Pete Dillon makes a mistake down in 3 and 4 and gives up 4 or 5 car lengths. Now he'll start to try to escape those guys again. We're back on the front stretch. They're coming out of 4. See the field coming by. That's your top 6. One-fifth of the way through it. It's been all about the 7 car. Pete Dillon staying out front, maintaining about 4 to 5/10 of a second, and it's about that same gap back from 2nd to 3rd. But McLaughlin starting to make a run up here. His lap times have been 0.5 to 1/10 quicker for the last 4 or 5 laps. And he is getting close to the front. Now, what he's going to do when he gets there, I'm not sure. He's got a long ways to go. Andrew Perry up to 5th. Dylan Delaney now falling back a little. He is back to the 6th spot. Werdeman's up to 7th, and Dale Garrett came through with him. They both got around Josh Westendorf. Matt Eddy's struggling tonight. We don't see that very often out of the 88 car, but the 88 struggling here at Langley Speedway. Gap closing a little at the front. Turnmeyer right back to the bumper for just a moment there. McLaughlin now working on Vinny. He's got the inside in 3 and 4. And he is going to take away the third spot during that exchange right there. Those guys lost almost a full second to those front two. And now here comes Turnmeyer. That time Dillon got up off the line and Turnmeyer was able to close right down. He's going to try to show him the nose underneath. And Dillon now, respecting the fact that the car's to the inside, keeps it wide, and Turnmeyer is going to try to take, big slide out of the 16. He's not going to get it this time. He got down on that flat, and he really tried to get the power down, and the car just would not stick. And now we're side by side. Pete Dillon up into the marbles, and he may have opened the door for McLaughlin. Yeah, it looks like he's going to get that door shut right in front of the 77. So Turnmeyer takes over the lead on lap number 35. And that's our first actual lead change for the night. That time McLaughlin drove it way into the center. He got Dillon to move up the hill. And now Dillon's going to have to let the spot go. Vinny may not be close enough yet. But if he can get a couple, 3 more car lengths, and he just wasn't able to get there before McLaughlin cleared Dillon. So move Dillon back to third. McLaughlin's up to second. Vinny's still fourth. Perry's fifth. And Marvin Turnmeyer now has been out in front. He's working on his 5th lead lap today. Andrew Perry just about a 2.25 seconds behind 4th place. And Delaney has kind of reeled him back in. These guys are a couple of seconds ahead of the 7th place car of Werdeman and the 8th place car of Garrett. We are a third of the way through the 125 laps. Matt Eddy in 9th, Westendorf back to 10th, Stockner's 11th, Brunner is 12th, and now we're going to flash back. You don't even have to flash back. They're right there. They're in the same set of corners, so we're going to be getting into lap traffic. Here comes McLaughlin going for the lead. Turnmeyer missed the corner. And Sean McLaughlin takes over the point on lap number 53, so about 43, excuse me. So about 8 laps for Turnmeyer, and now we've got our third leader of the event. You saw Brunner, as Brunner is in the pits. I don't know if he's taking that car, something's wrong with it, or if he's just getting service, because he got a lap before we got to halfway. Now McLaughlin, and he's the only car under 15.8 currently. That time not quite as quick a lap. I think he had a moment down in turn 2 the last time around. We just didn't have the camera on him when it happened. Turnmeyer still second. Dillon is still third. Perry is 4th as Adam Vinny has slid all the way back to 6th because Delaney got around him as well. Werdeman, Garrett, and then Matt Eddy still 9th. Josh Westendorf 10th. John Brunner's car still on pit road. I don't know if maybe something is amiss with that 46 car. Marvin Turnmeyer, we're going to watch him as he tries to chase down the 7 car once again. Saw that big correction right there in the middle of 3 and 4. He got down on the flat and just bumped the throttle, and the car started to break free. Got to be so deliberate. Watch how that tire works. You saw Turnmeyer nick the fence right there with the right rear corner. Little corrections here. There, he's turning back into it a little bit. That car is really slipping and sliding around on it. Andrew Perry trying to run that top 3 down. And he's actually been fairly steady with his lap time, 16:08. McLaughlin's still sub 16 seconds and nobody's catching him right now. Creeping up on halfway, 7 laps, and we'll be at the halfway point. No cautions thus far. 3 leaders. Dillon led the first 34. Turnmeyer led the next 8, and since then it has been the 77, and he is really starting to get away from these guys. He is about 1.2 seconds, make it 1 1/4 seconds that time. Past the leaders. Adam Vinny has been in, had service to the car. He comes out 1 lap down. We expect everybody will probably go in for service. Vinny was at about 5th or 6th place when he pitted. He comes out in 11th, 1 lap down. John Brunner has not put this 46 back on the racing surface. Something very wrong with that car. Off at 1.5 seconds now. It's Turnmeyer and Dillon starting to get away from each other here. Turnmeyer 2.5 behind McLaughlin, and it's another 7/10 of a second. And it is a big gap. It is 2.4 seconds back to that driver right there in the 33. Running in the 4th spot, Andrew Perry, and then Dylan Delaney just about 6 car lengths back. Dale Garrett now has made it up to the 6th spot. He got around Werdeman, and I think Werdeman must have had a moment. He must have lost the car, missed the corner or something at some point, because both Garrett and Eddie have gotten around. 15:92, fastest car on the track for Matt Eddy. Still the fastest car. So Matt Eddy right at halfway, starting to turn things up a little bit. Leader about to be in traffic. That's Stockner right in front of him. We've crossed over the halfway point. And Stockner gives him a whole lot of room and makes it pretty easy. 2.5 seconds now. McLaughlin out in front. Turnmeyer is still second, and he has now put himself in a pretty good spot. He's over a second ahead of Pete Dillon. Pete Dillon's getting reeled in by the 33. Dale Garrett still in 6th. Matt Eddy, Jeff Werdeman, Stockner. Westendorf is 10th. I don't know how Westendorf is 10th. Westendorf is a lap down. He went in for service, apparently, and he is 10th now, 1 lap down. I didn't see him go to pit road, but I do show that he has been on pit road. And Zach McLaughlin, man, he's not the fastest car on the track right now, but he is running away from the guys behind him. And the car that is the fastest, I think he's just going to run out of time, because he's only about a 0.5 a lap quicker, and he's got about 8 seconds to make up. So Turnmeyer still second. He is catching up to the last car of Stockner right now. Pete Dillon still hanging on to 3rd, but he has just gotten reeled right in by the 33 of Andrew Perry and the 88 of Dylan Delaney, and that's going to be a battle pretty quickly. And if he misses the entry on the corner again, it's not going to be, oh, little contact there, no harm, no foul, but it does make Dylan miss the entry big. Pete Dillon missed the entry big that time. That opens the door and lets Perry right by. Delaney was not close enough to make that work for him. And now gets alongside out of 4, starting lap number 71. So Pete Dillon starting to slide back through the field. McLaughlin just still on a Sunday drive. And now puts the car down the flat on entry, brings it out wide. I thought maybe he was going to go to pit road. Maybe he thought better of it, as he put that car down there pretty early and then got off of it. Slowest lap he's run all day. That time the second quickest car. And Matt Eddy is still the fastest car on the track, and he got around Pete Dillon and now has his sights set on Dylan Delaney. And we're going to have a battle for the 6th spot here in just a moment, as Dale Garrett has gotten 2. As you see, Matt Eddy's right around and right past Delaney, and now Andrew Perry will be the next car. Pete Dillon and Dale Garrett are going to be the next 2 to exchange spots. Eddy around Perry, so that puts him 3rd. And he has shaved off over 2 seconds. It was like 8.8. And now it is 6.5. Here comes Garrett. He'll surge past Pete Dillon, and Dillon's kind of going back. Here comes Adam Vinny. Vinny a lap down, but on fresh tires. Turnmeyer takes the lead as McLaughlin takes the 77 to pit road for service. Right side tires and fuel. He'll get back out. He lost a lap. There goes Matt Eddy, the 2nd place car. Only Turnmeyer, Eddy, Garrett, Delaney, Dillon, and Werdeman are still lead lap cars. They have not pitted. Now Delaney and Dillon both headed for pit road. So Delaney hits his box, Dillon hits his. We'll see if it's right side tires and fuel, or if they change all 4. Ooh, looks like these two are going to change all 4 and gamble on being that much faster than everybody. Marvin Turnmeyer just down here cutting laps. Creeping in on 40 to go. Turnmeyer 3.2 seconds ahead of Matt Eddy. 7.5 seconds ahead of Garrett, and 11 seconds, almost a full lap, ahead of Jeff Werdeman. Those 4 drivers have not pitted yet. Everybody else has been to pit road a minimum of 1 times. I tell you, McLaughlin is in the catbird seat right now. He's creeping up on the leader, and he is going to unlap himself. And the leader has not been to pit road yet. And here he comes. And McLaughlin down in the apron, skirts past. And now he will be in the 4th spot, but he is a full lap behind, and Marvin Turnmeyer has not pitted. Matt Eddy has not pitted. Dale Garrett has not pitted. Adam Vinny still a lap down. He's in 5th. That's your first car a lap down. And that's by virtue of a pit stop. He's front 3 pit. And then the gap is pretty good, because McLaughlin is in turn 3. And Vinny is coming out of 2, so he's got a full straightaway. Matt Eddy reeling in the leader. He's got it under a second. Remember, neither of the front three have been on pit road yet. And McLaughlin is just making it a tear. 15.6. Getting around here. And these guys lapping at 16.5, almost 16.6. So he's a full second ahead. Here comes Matt Eddy looking for the lead on Marvin Turnmeyer. He gets into 1 and 2 on the bottom. Turnmeyer gives it up. New leader. 88 car of Matt Eddy with 35 laps to go. I don't know if fuel will reach that far, but if it will, that will be very interesting. Here comes Adam Vinny. He's going to unlap him. Well, he's not going to unlap himself because he's got to go catch Matt Eddy. And I don't know if that's as short an order as it seems even on new tires, because Matt Eddy clipping along pretty good, just over 16 seconds. Only car faster than him, well, he's right there coming out of 4. And that is Sean McLaughlin, and Matt Eddy is coming out of 4 as McLaughlin is going into 1. Cars spread all the way around the speedway. Second place, Marvin Turnmeyer now way back. 2 1/4 seconds as he is having to move for guys on fresher tires. McLaughlin, that's your third place call. There, Garrett is in 4th place, and I don't think Garrett's been to pit road either. That car just not handling good. He looks like he's been out there for a while. But you've only got 3 cars on the lead lap. You're about to have a 4th. This time, Adam Vinny into 3 and 4, unlaps himself, getting around Matt Eddy, and we are creeping in on 25 to go. 25 laps, roughly 9 seconds. It'll probably be closer to 8 when we get there. So we've got about 3 laps to go here till we're 25. Lap 100 coming up, and we are holding steady at about 9 seconds. McLaughlin is now up to 2nd. Oh, Marvin Turnmeyer. Turnmeyer's around, and that's going to be a caution. We're going to see if he got himself turned around getting out of the pits, because he went to pit road. Oh, he went outside the cone. That's what happened. Had to stop and bring the car back. And there's our caution. So Matt Eddy will give up the lead, but he's going to be the guy on fresh tires. He's going to get to do it under caution. Now, some of these guys will stay out, but I'm not sure who all is going to be back on the lead lap. It should be through 8th place. Because Delaney is up there, Dillon is up there, Werdeman is up there, Turnmeyer is up there, Perry, Matt Eddy's back here, Adam Vinny, and then there's McLaughlin. So you're going to see all the guys on the lead lap in front of the guys who are not on the lead lap. And they'll move to the front of the field when we get ready. But the wave around cars, which is everyone right now in front of. And I know that that goes to Stalkner, Delaney. Looks like Pete Dillon is in that group. Jeff Werdeman is going to be there. That'll leave Garrett, Stalkner, and Westendorf more than a lap down. And I'm going to go with Turnmeyer. He stayed on the lead lap. We'll start waving cars around. We'll get ready to double things up. And I think everybody's going to be in trouble now because you're going to see Matt Eddy has fresh tires. Dale Garrett went to pit road, I guess, but he ended up 2 laps down. I don't know how that happened. McLaughlin's been out there on his tires. He's probably been out there for about 35 laps. Maybe not quite that many. Maybe only about 25. But he still has way more used up tires than the guy behind him in the 88. And I think Adam Vinny's about equal with McLaughlin right now. I'm trying to look back when they pitted. McLaughlin at 77, Vinny at 54, and Eddie at 98. So McLaughlin going to get a great restart. And I can tell you right now, that battle for second, Matt Eddy, fresh tires, he's got to go. He cannot wait because McLaughlin has been steady, smooth, and very fast. And we're coming around. It's going to be 20 laps to go. Not much time. And what doesn't look like a long ways is a long ways to go. Getting there is one thing. Getting around a man is another. And you're going to have to force a mistake on the 77's part. Get him heating up the tires real fast. That means you got to get there and get the pressure on him. Right now, Matt Eddy is closing it in. Entry to the corners through the center. He's just so much quicker because McLaughlin is being so careful on those used up inside tires. I think it's just a matter of time. He's stalking him, setting him up, trying to get that cut down at the right spot so he can get off the corner. McLaughlin doing a really good job of coming off extremely low. He knows you got to get to the inside of him, and he doesn't want to give that spot up. These two have broken away from third place, Adam Vinny. We're watching the battle shape up for the lead and what is probably going to be the win tonight. And McLaughlin is doing a fantastic job. His tires are 22 laps older. And I'm pretty sure he only took right sides. Matt Eddy, G can get there. He just can't get him out of the way, and he may have to give him a little bump and run action. 15 to go. Laps really starting to tick away now. Andrew Perry got around Adam Vinny. He's up to third, and Turnmeyer is closing in on that as well. Back to the front. Eddy slipped out of 2, and that's what opened up the gap. Uh-oh, Matt Eddy's having blinking issues too. But these two out in front. And Matt Eddy not able to close it in. McLaughlin keeping it about 3 or 4 tenths of a second. Now gets right to the bumper. McLaughlin was down on the flat. Eddy's getting more drive into the corner. He's just not finding the spot where he can maneuver underneath him and cut that exit and get to the bottom and get his nose there and force that 77 car to give up the inside. A lot of protective driving going on in the 77 car, and he's doing exactly what he's supposed to do. That time I thought Eddy might get a little bit of a run. McLaughlin really protecting the inside hard right there. Eddie's going to pull alongside to the outside. I don't think that's how you're going to get around him. McLaughlin shortening the track. He's cutting it inside, and that time he about stopped the car in the corner not to give up that line because Eddie had it figured out. 6 to go. Can Matt Eddy find the way to get out there, get the run, and get alongside? Wave lap coming up this time. This is happening 1.5 seconds out in front of third place, Andrew Perry. And Eddie's just not able to get it to cut where he wants and get the drive off. Can't get the car straight enough on the exit. McLaughlin protecting the inside so well right now. Eddie backed it up a little. He's going to try to make another late run here, and it may be that his left side tires have gotten a little too warm, and the car's just not going to hold where he wants it to. 2 to go this time for Sean McLaughlin. Matt Eddy caught the caution that he needed, but I don't think he's going to catch the break that he needs to get to the lead unless McLaughlin just really blows the corner here, and he has not made a mistake. Eddy makes the mistake. White flag in the air. Gap's open to half a second. And McLaughlin looks like he's going to be able to two-tire stop it with about 50 to go, and he'll hang on and pick up the win. Short Track Showdown Series. He wins the Dale's Custom Diecast 125 at Langley tonight. Matt Eddy second, Andrew Perry third, Marvin Turnmeyer fourth, and Adam Vinny rounding out our top 5. Those were the only 5 cars on the lead lap. So we're going to get Matt Eddy. He'll make his way up here, but right now let's get up here and let's chat with the driver that came home third, up and down all night long, but the double 3 on to the podium, Andrew Perry. Tough run tonight.
Oh, man. I got that 700-pound gorilla off my back finally. Yeah, I wasn't expecting this. I really am not a huge fan of this place, but yeah, golly, it's good to talk to you again.
Yeah, been a few minutes. But it's kind of tough sledding out there. Really a one-lane track, and you guys cycled through pits, and it looked like things were kind of grim. You catch a caution, and it kind of worked out 100% in your favor there.
Yeah, I really didn't want to see the caution because, you know, I thought I was going to be okay, but, you know, it worked out. I mean, I don't know how exactly, but came back out a lap down, got the wave around, and yeah, the lucky dog, and, you know, here I am, but, you know, the racing gods are smiling at me tonight, I guess. It's just good to be here on the front stretch instead of at the hauler, you know.
All right, man. Well, an awesome run. Give me some shout-outs and thank yous before we let you get out of here tonight.
Yeah, man. I'd like to thank Marv for putting this on. Congratulations to Sean on the win and Matt on second. This is the Triple Crown, one of the Triple Crown races, so it's you know that's important. But I'd like to thank you guys for the broadcast, AMP Grading and Demolition for letting me do this, and my wife, and Gentry Trucking. All right, I'll let you go.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on a great run, and I'll look forward to seeing you next week, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Andrew Perry finishing in third, and now he started close to the front. He drifted all the way to the back, doing what he always does, saving tires, catches a break when he needed it, but, man, just could not finish it off. Matt Eddy, got to be a tiny bit bittersweet finishing second tonight.
Yeah, a little bit. Kind of had a strategy of taking it easy because it's a long race, and drove back up there, and we were just gonna ride around and see where we ended up if that caution didn't come out. Put on the right sides and had better tires, but it's hard to get a run, and if the guy can cover the bottom, which Sean did a great job of, it's hard to do much.
Yeah, it looked like early we were watching you go back, and I told everybody then, I said, man, he's just going back there. He's going to save his tires. About halfway, he's going to turn it on, and he is going to start coming forward. And right around lap 55, 58, we started to see a tenth quicker, a tenth quicker, a tenth quicker. You were the fastest car on the track all the way up until McLaughlin went in and changed his tires under green. You caught a break. Did you think when the caution came out and you were going to get tires, man, I've got these guys because they've all been out here on their changed tires for, 20, 25 laps?
Yeah, I thought I might have a little bit better advantage there than I ended up. Sean did a good job. I almost got outside of him a couple times, but it's hard to do much out there. But really covering the bottom's good. If I had taken 4, maybe I could have got enough drive off the bottom to get under him, one of those corners. That's hard to say.
Yep, looked like you were doing everything you could, man. Just come up just a tiny bit short tonight. But an awesome run, second place. Give me some shout-outs, and we'll let you go celebrate a good run.
Well, I got to thank Marv and Jeff and everybody, Andrew, for all the official work and stuff they do running this series. It's not easy. Appreciate it, and shout out to How Racing and everyone there. Day-to-day stuff pays the bills.
All right, man. Thanks for chatting with us. Congrats on another great night, and I will look forward to seeing you next Tuesday.
Sounds good.
Matt Ennis finishes second tonight. Had a fantastic drive through the field. He took over the lead about 45 laps into this thing. He led until he pitted, and then he inherited the lead again after the yellow flag and did a masterful job of keeping the 88 car behind him. Sean McLaughlin, big sigh of relief, I'm sure, when you hit the checker flags.
Yeah, you aren't kidding, Roger. I was sweating bullets there at the end.
Yeah, it looked like you were doing everything perfect. I was trying to tell everybody on the broadcast, man, he's making it so difficult for the guy on fresher tires to get around him. He's covering the bottom exactly like he needs to. You were making the track super short on the straightaways by staying inside and not opening up that exit. And, man, you held him off. Any nerves about maybe a little bump and run coming your way?
Well, I know Matthew races pretty clean, and you're exactly right. That was my thought, was if he was going to get me, he was going to have to do it on the outside. And I didn't know what his tire strategy was. He told me after that he only had 2 tires. That's all I had, too. So I just figured hug the bottom and make him do it the hard way if he was going to get me.
Well, he was not able to, man, and you're sitting there in victory circle. A great run. The pit at 77, was that just because, you were falling off a little bit, or was that your strategy the whole time to try to get there and run the last 50 laps on a little fresher tires?
Honestly, the crew chief told me that the right front was getting pretty bad, and I know I'm notoriously not good on right fronts, so I figured it looks like this thing's going to go green the whole way, so I figured I better stop and at least take right sides. And then, of course, the caution came out right after, but luckily it worked out.
Well, an awesome run, man. Give me some shout-outs, some thank yous, and we'll let you pop the cork on that champagne.
Yeah, well, I definitely got to give a shout-out to my mom. I know she's probably screaming right now. She watches every broadcast race I'm in. And I definitely want to give a shout-out to my wife and my kids for the time and the money that goes into this hobby. And the adaptive driving experience. It's a charity that allows people that are disabled to drive an actual NASCAR Cup car. We do a lot of work with the Wounded Warriors and stuff. If you're looking for a cool racing-related charity to get involved with, I'd encourage you to take a look at us. It's adaptivedrivingexperience.org.
All right, man. Well, that's an awesome deal. Thanks for sharing that with everybody. Congrats on the win, and I will look forward to seeing you back in action next week.
You got it, buddy.
Sean McLaughlin picking up the win tonight. Fantastic drive. He did everything exactly like he needed to ensure that he stayed out front those last few laps. Oh, you know what? We better do that so we can see this. All right, there it comes. McLaughlin wins it. Eddie was second. Perry in the third. Turnmeyer finishes in fourth. Vinny fifth. Dylan sixth. Delaney seventh. Orderman eighth. Garrett ninth. Stockner was 10th. Westendorf 11th. And John Brunner. Early exit for him. I don't know if something just didn't agree with the car or something was wrong with the car here at Langley tonight, but early exit for the 46 car. He rounded out the field. Fun run. One caution. They got that with right about a lap 100. And that made for an interesting last 25, 28 laps right there. So fun one again tonight. Guys, don't forget to tune in tomorrow night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Chandler Esports and their Midget Series qualifiers. That'll be at Eldora tomorrow night. That's a pretty cool deal. Tune in. You'll get to hear some more, I am sure, about what they are doing and how they're doing it. And then Thursday night, Netcode Brands Mighty Midget Series championship night for them. So that'll give us the rest of the week in racing. I appreciate you guys being here. Without you guys, there's no reason for us to cover all this stuff. Without the fantastic leagues giving us awesome racing like we saw again tonight, there is nothing for us to cover. So thanks to everybody on both sides of the coin on that deal. Till we see you guys tomorrow night. Don't miss us. Till we see you tomorrow night. Like, share, and follow on Facebook. Subscribe, YouTube, Twitch, and Trovo.